How's it going, guys? Oddly Unorthodox. We're back again on another Total War Warhammer game, and we are running the Dwarfs today. A bit of a artillery-centric build. We even dusted out the artillery cannons. Well, sorry, not the artillery cannons, the organ guns, and decided to bring a bit of a tech piece, something a little bit different, something I haven't used a lot of, but I thought I'd have a good try at going and seeing if they're any good. And that obviously is the Trollhammer torpedoes. So let's slow this game right down so we can have a look what we've got on my list. We've got Thoric Ironbrow, and then we've got 4 squads of Dwarf Warriors, 2 squads of Longbeards, 1 organ gun, 2 cannons, 2 slayers, and 2 Trollhammer torpedoes. Now, the reason behind this build, in my opinion, was not looking at my allies, because he went quite artillery as well with Skaven, but the Bison really was the odd one out. And I noticed there'd be Dragon Princes, I thought there might be Phoenixes, and with 2 High Elves I expected at least 1 Imric, and there he is, and the possibility of other dragons as well. Plus, you know, Cathay has Terracotta Sentinels, stuff like that. So straight away as the game goes, you know, my Beastman ally runs in, which is not the best strategy for us, because I've got a lot of artillery and so has the Skaven player. But he just runs head in, and I am not one to leave my ally to fight the battle by himself, so I charge 2. Because there's nothing worse than one ally running in, you might as well all just run in. My artillery's singing, getting rid of the first Eagle Claw bolt thrower. The organ guns are punching into the Lothran Seaguard is what they were hitting at, and you can see they're absolutely decimating it. A lot of damage coming from those guys. And then I'll turn the cannons straight away onto the Phoenix. We'll chop down the Phoenix first. Oof. They're only Ungors, it's fine. Friendly fire is good. And I'm using the organ guns to chop down the Lothran Seaguard, constantly rotating between squads that have taken a large amount of casualties and ones that aren't. I mean, what absolutely badass guns. Everyone loves quadruple cannons. And you can see they actually do a fair amount of damage. The Flame Spire Phoenix is getting chewed to pieces by the cannons. And then we send the Trollhammer torpedoes up to try and deal with the other big threats. Taurox runs in there versus Imric, Elithanar, Lothran Seaguard, Jade Warriors. Really not the best thing he could have done, but you know, we'll back him up anyway. And we send some Dwarf Warriors in. You know, we've got Dwarf Warriors breaching all lines, Longbeards, Dwarf Warriors. And as you can see, the Flame Spire Phoenix is not having so much of a good day. We do pop the Aura ability from Thoric Ironbrow, the Rune of Doom, which comes with his Anvil of Doom. And then as you can see, some reason those Trollhammer torpedoes are going into them. But we soon turn them around and we go after the Terracotta Sentinel. And then we soon notice our next prey, which is the Everqueen's Guard, Court Guard, which I believe there's like 2 squads of them. Both High Elf player brought them. So we now start pummeling those with the organ guns. I'm pretty sure in a second we turn them. These Trollhammer torpedoes are firing into the Terracotta Sentinel, but having to retreat now that the Jade Warriors have caught them. I was hoping to send his Centaurs in or something like that to block the threat. Instead he's got 3 squads chasing this one Flame Spire. Bit of an odd one, but alas, here we go. We move the Slayers up, bringing Thoric back, realising we're taking a little bit of fire from being targeted by all these ranged units. That rock looked like it hurt. And then I'm alright with the state of the battle at the minute. You know, the Dwarf Warriors, some are running, but we've taken down... The Phoenix is low HP. The Terracotta Sentinel has been chunked down to low HP. And now we tried to run our Trollhammer torpedoes back a little bit. The ones that got caught, moved them back around. And then as you can see now, we continue the fire on the Terracotta Sentinel, get rid of that. And as you can see, those Lothran Sea Guard have been mulched. Now the organ guns, I'm pretty sure, changed target. We have been shooting Imric with the cannons as well to try and get rid of him, because he's being quite a nuisance. But as you can see, he's now having to move the Ever Queen's Guard because they're getting absolutely pummeled by the organ gun. The dwarfs are holding the line where I need them to, and the Terracotta Sentinels are taking a beating from the Trollhammer torpedoes. If you wait till the end of the fight, we'll have a look at the certain values and see things that I think would have improved the list and things that I would keep. The Rattling Gunners just chewing away at Imric, I guess. Pop another Rune of Doom, and as you can see, the Terracotta Sentinel's taking some cannons now, plus the Trollhammer torpedo, and it'll be going down in a second after only making 53 value in gold. The organ gun's still punching the Ever Queen's Guard. Really happy with the organ gun's performance so far. Maybe I should have brought 3 organ guns. I say that as every shot misses. We now push up to try and get some more Lothran Sea Guard from shooting. But he's noticed with his cannons, the Cafe player, and now he's going to try and take out mine. As long as we take out the Ever Queen's Court Guard, I'm more than happy with that trade. That is the only issue with the organ gun, is its lack of range compared to the cannons. So we have now punished. We are taking fire now on them from the artillery. Seem to be attracting quite a lot of attention from the Cafe player. But sadly, I think we are going down the point of losing this fight. We've not really got much to contest. How much is left? Imric's still got a lot of HP, and the Mage of Life is just running around. It was a very bad mismatch of armies. the Skaven player wasn't too bad, but didn't really get much value with his artillery. It got shut down quite quickly. But we bring the Slayers up, knowing that I probably shouldn't get flanked at this point because these guys are just sat here minding their own business. And now we turn our cannons to try and do a little bit of damage to Imric and move the Iron Drakes with the Trollhammer torpedoes over to try and get some volleys into the old dragon. And then as you can see from the state of the battlefield, the Cafe back lines are pretty much untouched. Whereas we have no front line left. But we do try and take a little bit more HP off Imric. Every little counts. And then we manage to scare off this squad of Silvering Guard. Now you can see we are chunking Imric quite hard with the cannons. A little bit more focus fire and probably could have brought him down, but he does have a lot of healing left to him. Dragon Breath there, taking out some of my Slayers, 11 of them. But, you know, they want to die anyway, so I'm sure they're enjoying that. But you can see the cannons are doing really good work. You know, the cannons, I mean, you can see the score on the left-hand side. I'm pretty sure I'm in the tens of thousands now. My allies are nearly dead at like 5,000. So, unfortunately, I think they must have been trying new builds, or maybe they were new to their armies. But, you know, I'm all for people learning new armies, trying new things. You know, everyone's got to learn somewhere. And I think it's nice that I see the same players quite a lot in the Total War games that I play. And it's quite a nice community of people. It's a nice, but then strategy game communities normally are quite welcoming and stuff like that. And I think it's a very good game for people to get into strategy and learn. You can see here the Slayers are obviously trying to deal with that Arcane Phoenix. Forix popped the Master Rune of Breaking on top of the Slayers. Using these Slayers increasing their damage by quite a high amount to chop through the Arcane Phoenix, sundering it at the same time. And as you can see, the Mage of Life caster got absolutely cannoned. She got hit by some Trollhammer torpedoes. The cannons took shots at her. She really took a battering on that entrance. And you can see the organ guns are lining up for another shot. You know, these cannons are still hitting another shot into her. And she's going to be breaking off. We do manage to get the Mage of Life to run away. You know, more than happy with that. Breaking her off. But the game is pretty much lost, sadly. I don't think there's much coming back, but we do shatter her. Do we kill her? No, she manages to run away with 71 HP, sadly. Oh, no, we do get her. The shot from downtown, punching straight through a horse and killing her outright. But obviously Imric's still got 4,000 HP. You can see there the amount of damage he's taking from these troll hammer torpedoes. You know, he just lost about 600, 700 odd HP from that volley. Him realising that he can't take that volume, that punishment much more. Even the Arcane Phoenixes took a beating. Slayers are doing their best to break off guard when they can, but there's just too much left for me to deal with, sadly. It is down to me trying to hold the fort. We fast forward a little bit. You know, those Trollhammer torpedoes are gone now because the Dragon Princes and then the leadership tanks due to obviously army losses, and then the Slayers stand here chipping away at him. Yeah, doing good damage on the Slayers, but now obviously there's just way too much for me to deal with, so we have to wait now for the Slayers to die. Dodging that breath expertly, those Slayers did. And then as you can see, everything that dives in still takes a lot of damage from the Slayers, you know. They dish out a lot of punishment before they go down. You know, even putting Imric on death's bed at 1300 HP, I'm more than happy with their performance. So we're going to have a look at some of the values. And we shall look at sort of if things I would change. One thing I would definitely change, running into the enemy was not ideal. It was not the strategy I wanted, but the Beastman player just went for it, so I felt like I had to back him up. It would have definitely done my army better to sit back and force the enemy to come to me. That's why I targeted his artillery with the cannons at the start. And you know, you can really see the value in the Longbeards and the Warriors shows that they really weren't able to do their best because they just got outnumbered and surrounded because I had to force them out. Trollhammer torpedoes. That squad happy with its performance, you know, 1519. This squad, not as much. You can see there's quite a discrepancy in the damage dealt. Might just be they got caught, sadly, and didn't really manage to get online. The Slayers, that squad, like I said, really well. That Slayer, I think, was a squad that got stuck in the Silvering Guard and stuff like that. Slayers are always you want to take in your force, even if it's one squad. It's so important having a sweeper unit. And the Organ Gun coming in as the MVP. You know, dropping nearly 3,000 value. Maybe I'll see if I can make a build with triple Organ Gun in the future. This has been Oddly Unorthodox. If you've enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one.